Okay, today we're gonna make a super easy honey jalapeno beef jerky. Here's what you're gonna need. Sliced sirloin, you can pick any kind of meat you want. You do kind of wanna make sure it's got a good amount of fat in it because fat is flavor. Too lean, it's not gonna soak up a lot of flavor. Too much fat, it actually goes bad a little quicker, but this seems to be the perfect amount. They actually sell it pre-sliced for beef jerky at Costco now, which is really nice, makes it really easy. So you need about 2 pounds of beef. You're gonna need some honey. You're gonna need minced garlic, about a pound of brown sugar. We're gonna put half an onion in there, 4 jalapenos, some Worcestershire sauce, and some soy sauce. Okay, let's get started. Set that aside for now. Let's get everything in the food processor. If you don't have a food processor, you can actually use a blender. These jalapenos, I'm just gonna pop off that. Ooh, that's a little big.
That's what she said.
And pop off that stem there, toss it on in. You can take the seeds out of these if you like. I like a little bit of spice in mine, so I leave them on in. Mix up a little bit. Get our onion in there. Okay. Just gonna use about half of this in here. And we'll throw some garlic in there. Oops. Stand up real quick. Okay. All this other stuff out of the way here. Okay, let's add the wet ingredients. Or probably a good couple cups of honey in here. You know what, let's do it this way. And this is really easy. I mean, if you like something a little more than the other thing, throw a little more in there. It's not rocket science. Baking, it's science. This is just feeling. Like, if you feel something's gonna make it taste a little better, add it on in there. That's what makes cooking fun. Okay. Now we're gonna add about 1.5 cups of Worcestershire sauce. Yeah, looks good right there. And a couple cups of soy sauce. Now, the way we're doing this here, we're not using any curing salt. So we are gonna have to refrigerate this jerky after we're done. If you use curing salt, you can actually get away with not refrigerating it. But I find this beef jerky disappears so fast, you don't need to add the salt because it's not the best thing in the world for you. A couple cups of soy sauce in there. And we're gonna hit the puree button. Ooh, that is looking good. Now, let's see how it tastes. That's gonna be good. So I got it right where I like it. A little sweet, a little heat. All right, so we're gonna get this in some bags now that we got the sauce all ready. You can use a bowl if you want. I like the bags just because you can make sure that it's completely covered up a lot easier. They got this all nice and sliced at the store already. But one thing is you're gonna wanna take it apart because you wanna make sure everything gets all mixed up in there. So I'm gonna use 2 bags for this, do about half and half. And we'll just get this all in there. Yeah, looks like about half. Oop. I'm gonna pulse that a little bit. Looks like some of it's separated. And go. Squeeze all the air out of there. I like to just give it a little massage, make sure you get it in each and every piece. All in between all the cracks. Okay, got the first one done. A little bit more. Okay. Beautiful. This is going to be delicious. Do the same thing. We'll get all the air out of the bag. Give it a little bit of a massage. Just get it all in between all the pieces there. And I'm going to actually take these two. I'm going to put them in another bag. We're going to put them in the fridge. Minimum, I'd say 4 hours. You can do it up to a couple days. Looks like we got a little bit of the marinade left over. This is going to make an awesome garlic teriyaki with a little bit of spice. So I'm actually going to put that in a container and throw that in the fridge. We will come back when it's time to throw it on the smoker. Okay, we're gonna get our delicious honey jalapeno jerky going on the smoker. I got it preheated. Very important when you are doing jerky, you want to preheat the smoker. Now, temperature is kind of a little bit of wind coming up there. Temperature is kind of a little bit variable depending on what smoker you're gonna use. I'm gonna use my Big Pit Boss on this one because it's got racks that are really high above the heat. So it's gonna give it a nice even cook on that. We're gonna go anywhere between 160 and 200, just depending on your smoker. You'll have to practice a little bit. I'd start at 180 first. If you have any vents, close the vents all the way so it creates the at least in this smoker, creates the best environment for the jerky to get all smoked up and dehydrated a little bit. We're gonna cook it at 165 on this one, and we're gonna cook it for the first 4 hours before we check it. After the first 4 hours, we're gonna start checking it at every hour just until we get it at the consistency we want. And again, every smoker practice a little bit first. You know, this can sit for 2 days, so maybe take one out after 6 hours like we're doing here, and just put one piece on there to see how long it's going to take, so you don't have to worry about ruining a whole batch, because it's really great to experiment while you're cooking, but you don't want to waste all this stuff as well. So until you get used to it, just try a little bit at first, and then once you figure out your smoker, you'll be able to just throw the whole thing on at the beginning and go straight at it. So I'm going to take these out of the bag and put it in the pan here, just because I think it'll make it a little easier to get it on the grate. Okay, there we go. Ooh, that smells good. Spread it out as much as possible. And we don't want them to touch, because where they touch, they won't cook evenly. They cook much slower than the spot that's not touching. And I'm just going to get right in there. This is going to take too long with the tongs. With the jalapenos, you don't have to worry too much. The habanero one that I make sometimes, you definitely want to wear gloves or use tongs. Otherwise, you touch any part of your body afterwards. It doesn't really hurt your hands, but if you touch your eyes or other places, you're going to have some problems. preheat the smoker for an hour or two first, just so the whole thing's at temperature before you put these on there. You don't want hot spots. You want the whole barbecue to be the same temperature. Very excited for this. It's been a while since I made jerky. So much better than you can buy in the stores. All right, close the lid. We'll check on those in about 4 hours and see how close we are to done. All right, so the jerky's all in the smoker. 4 hours before our first check. We got it in there at 170 degrees. Be just about perfect. I'm guessing about 6 hours, but we're gonna check it in 4 and start checking it about once every hour after that, just to see how it's going. We'll see you soon. Okay, it looks like our honey jalapeno jerky is done here. We're at 7,000 feet, so I forget, stuff dries a little faster. But it is perfectly done here at the first 4 hour mark, which is awesome. Remember that if you cook it 7,000 feet, stuff gets done quicker. Tough snacks. Oh. Okay, this is the honey jalapeno, and let me tell you, get the honey first. Honey all the way throughout. Get the jalapeno flavor. Not too much of the heat, just a little bit. I mean, but it's not even, I'd consider that just a little bit hotter than black pepper. But, oh, that is amazing. A little bit of the jalapeno on the back end. It does get a little bit spicier, but not too bad. Just about anybody be able to eat this. But take a look at this. I mean, that is so much better. Make that jerky yourself. Just enough smokiness. Nice and sweet. I like my jerky sweet. Just wow. That has got to be one of the best batches of jerky I've had. Delicious. That is pure yummy goodness. Just juicy enough. Wait for this to cool down a little bit. We want to get it down to room temperature before we throw it in a bag so we don't get any condensation in there. Wow, that couldn't have come out more perfect. I'm perfectly happy with this jerky.